When you played Arsenal earlier in the season, you picked up what was a pretty useful point. It was a match that was certainly competitive and maybe at times a bit bad-tempered. How were things left between you and the Arsenal coaching staff? Because I think at one point you did, unusually for you, go and say your piece.
No, fine. I've got a lot of respect for Mikel. I think he's done an incredible job when you consider the team that he picked up and the position they were in to the team that he has now and the way that they're playing. And that's a brilliant coaching job. You have to admire everything that he's done. So whether that's recruitment, coaching, everything. So no, a lot of respect from me to him. Within a game, you'll always have moments where you come up against opponents and there's a bit of confrontation. That I think that's natural. That's part of the job. But there's certainly no issues my side.
And just on Arsenal, obviously it was a huge occasion, I suppose, last year. Not just the result; it had everything that night in May, didn't it? How much are you hoping for a repeat of that, not just performance and result-wise? And how different a team are Arsenal to that night at St James's?
Yeah, I think it's a different game. I think we've come a long way in that period of time. I think Arsenal have come a long way in that period of time. So I think you'll see two teams that have improved since that point. Totally different game, totally different circumstances. So I'm not really looking back at that game too much. That's in the past. We need to look to the future.
Eddie, good morning to you. Eddie, by the time you play Arsenal on Sunday, Liverpool will be could be just 3 points behind you. Do you lose any sleep over Liverpool's form and the fact that they might, challenge you for the Champions League places?
Do I lose any sleep? No, I don't lose any sleep over it. But I'm aware that Liverpool are a top team, and does it surprise me they're able to go on a run of wins? No. But you look, there's other teams there as well. But we're not focusing on that. We haven't done that all season. We haven't focused on where we are, who's around us, form of teams. We've just focused on ourselves, and that's all we can do. We have a tough run of fixtures, but I think at the same time a great run of fixtures because every game's important. They're great occasions, and we look to carry on our good form.
A draw is really no use to Arsenal, so it should be a fantastic game, shouldn't it, on Sunday? Yeah,
it should be. I think it will be. Whatever happens in the game, whether it's a tactical game and both teams stifle each other, or whether it's really open end to end, I think it will be a great spectacle between two really good teams, in my opinion.
Eddie, was the game here last season the first real indication of where this club might be able to go?
In terms of overall performance, I thought it was our best performance to that point. I thought we were really strong in our off-the-ball performance and very good also on the ball, and I thought we were creative and against a very good team. So to that point, it was our best performance. I think since then we've eclipsed that this season in terms of how we've played in certain games. But probably looking at this game, knowing we're going to have to replicate our best performance to win again.
And before the game, what are your thoughts on Mikel Arteta, who's a more excitable pitch-side presence than yourself?
Do you think? Yeah, no, I think what you're asking me to comment on.
Just your thoughts on him.
On him, I think he's an outstanding coach, an outstanding manager. I think the job that he's done, I enjoy watching Arsenal play. I admire his work. You can see his work come through in the performances. I think he's elite, yeah.
Yeah, just on Arsenal, I mean, how much can a club like Newcastle, who clearly want to keep improving, take from the fact that Arsenal have made that leap into genuine title contenders this season, and they've kind of done it by, they've made signings obviously, the lads from Man City, but they probably haven't done the Chelsea £600 million route. They've improved a lot of players that were there, but have shown that actually you can make that leap to challenge a Man City. They're not untouchable.
Yeah, they've done it in a very clever way, I think. So they invested in a lot of young players. They went youthful, and then last summer sprinkled some experience in there, with the experience of winning the league themselves. So I thought they were really clever signings, and I think that elevated them to another level. And now I think they're reaping the rewards of that clever recruitment. Recruitment is key, along with Mikel's coaching, as I say, because for me that's elevated them. You can see it in their style of play and how they work. So a combination of all those things, I think, has led to their success this year.
And I mean, they've obviously come from a higher base than where Newcastle were, but Are there parallels of the journey that the two clubs are going on?
I'm not sure. I don't really focus on that. I think, as you say, we've come from a different place.
Yeah.
And I think we've surpassed our expectations to this point from where we were last year. I mean, last year was a scrap and a battle to stay in the league, and we didn't necessarily expect then to elevate ourselves to where we are now. So I want the players to almost feel that as well, that freedom. I don't want them to feel burdened by any pressure as we go into these final 5 games. Let's carry on playing as we have been. Let's not change too much.